So the Golden State Warriors get their 7th win in a row. The big story tonight, though, Demarcus Cousins making his Golden State Warriors debut. 14 points, 6 rebounds. Andre Iguodala, after the game, spoke with Kareth Burke. Why are we here?
I'm sorry.
This man's like, I gotta go play golf. Boogie's like, I've never been this open. Am I allowed to shoot this much? And they're just, what? You're laughing because it is that ridiculous now that we've seen Boogie on the court displaying the skill set.
I was just telling Steve Kerr, thank you. That's all I was doing. Thank you, Steve. No, I'm teasing because I've been watching this since the very first players-only game. Steve said, okay, we're not allowing cameras in because Boogie was doing one-on-one full court. So I was able to watch it. So when I came back, I think if you remember back right before Thanksgiving, I said, hey, Steve Kerr said I can say he's running, he's doing one-on-one full court. Then a few days after that, he came out there, he's been practicing with the G League. So all the things that we've been hearing, now we're seeing not finished product, but we see the product now, Boozer, of the hard work he's been doing since the injury.
Yeah, that's the progression, man. He's done a great job of keeping himself in great shape. He looks slim to me. I remember him being bigger when he played with the Pelicans. But the things I wanted to see, he did. He ran the floor very well. He got open shots. He took a shot with confidence. The dunk, the first play, getting above the rim, like those things is what you want to see in the first game, and he'll build off that.
And now we also see a stretch 5 for the Golden State Warriors. I mean, you're a shooter. You're just giggling over here thinking about the idea of Andre Iguodala says, yeah, you're open, Boogie. Shoot the 3.
Playing with, a guy like Penny Hardaway who was just, sometimes unselfish to a fault. And now you're with a team now that's willing. You just heard Iggy, man, keep shooting. Keep shooting. Steph, Katie, keep shooting. They want that. They're unselfish. They understand when you play well, we play well. Because we know when we play well, you're going to play well. And the ball will continue to hop and continue to share. So you watch this play right here. First play of the game, you talked about Booz. You set the elbow screen, and then you roll straight to the basket with some strength. You look for him to go up, how he comes down with confidence. Look at the bench go crazy. Now the other elbow, we're talking about the patience. This is normally Draymond Green in the pinch post. You're waiting. I got Steph Curry. I got Klay Thompson. Take your pick. Now we talk about the passing, right? Now it's passing. Now defense, you contest. You have other rebounds like Draymond. Now get out and run. You bump into one of the opposing team. You get the ball, and you finish the play. Now you get back on defense. To Cousins' point, he's never been on a team like this, maybe since college with John Wall, the one-and-done team in Kentucky, where all that talent, maybe?
Oh, no.
Huh? Maybe?
No, not even, no.
Okay. Thank you.
No.
See?
The greatest shooter of all time, right? Maybe the greatest backcourt in shooting-wise of all time, right?
There's no more
we're
question.
going to have a discussion.
There's no more question with that.
Kevin Durant, 2-time in a row Finals MVP.
Arguably the best small forward at his size.
Iceberg
right?
Slim.
Come on, man. Come on.
we're Draymond Green. And don't forget, Andre Iguodala was an all-star in his career when he came.
Yes.
He was the one they paid to come there.
MVP of the
Finals MVP. Never been a team like this.
Now the one thing, okay, let's try to get specific here because this is getting ridiculous.
It's fun.
But when Boogie on the fast break running the court to receive the pass, that's really the key there in the sense of if he's going to hustle like that, if he's going to work hard like that, it's going to be a really, really big problem for other teams.
Yeah, you see it right there. If he's willing to do some of the dirty work that the old guys have done, like JaVale McGee and Bogut we talked about, these guys are centers that were skilled in different areas. Boogie has all that in one body. He can do inside, he can go outside, he can be physical, he can rebound, he can run, he can play defense when he's motivated. And you can tell right now, the first game, he's motivated to get back and play basketball. So I think this is a great stepping stone. It's great to see Boogie back out there. Looking forward to seeing more good things.
And as far as the hustle is concerned, okay, 6 fouls in just 14 minutes, right? Or what is it? Yeah, 14 minutes. He scored 14 points. He also had 6 fouls. That's almost a positive in the sense of, hey, he's working hard trying to prove to these guys that he's willing to play defense because changing the narrative on his career is important in that regard.
That's the biggest thing because everyone, for all the non-believers and the people who are not on the Boogie bandwagon are sitting at home right now kind of chewing that popcorn like, man, I didn't think he was going to come back right. I didn't think he was going to take care of his body. I didn't think he was going to – all those I didn't think, well, this is the first day. The first game of many to come. Now, the question for me, Chris, and Booze, and for people at home is tomorrow morning. How sore is he?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Massage, the ice down. Now, that part of now, can I put the second game, the third game, the fourth game, until all that soreness goes away and you get back to your basketball legs, that's when things get very interesting.
And we've heard Steve Kerr speak on it in spurts.
Yeah, exactly.
In small doses, we'll see.
No rush. If you're giving us this now, and we know we got the All-Star break, then you kind of rejuvenate a little bit, you kind of change gears, and then now you get into 14 minutes, 20 minutes, 24 minutes, and hopefully by late March, early April, you're into real good basketball shape, and now you're really feeding well off everything else we're talking about. Yeah, Western Conference, they're going to have to tighten some things up.
It was a one-point game at the half, and the last time the Clippers faced the Warriors, Los Angeles shot 78% from three-point range and lost. So you have to think, that's just a defeating feeling playing against the Warriors.
The Bay Area.
We're less than a month away from the All-Star game in Charlotte, North Carolina, and Muggsy Bogues, one of the best defensive point guards of all time, and certainly the best point guard, one of the best point guards in Charlotte Hornets history, and he is campaigning for one of the current greats for the Charlotte Hornets, one Kemba Walker. He joined Jared Greenberg yesterday right here on NBA TV.
The third returns are in for fan voting for NBA All-Star 2019, which will be held in a month in Charlotte, North Carolina. And we are now joined by Hornets legend Muggsy Bogues to discuss All-Star voting, which concludes Monday night. So fans, get your votes in. Muggsy, who are you most excited to see in Charlotte for All-Star 2019?
Well, of course, I'm excited to see Kemba Walker and Stephen Curry, but the entire cast. I'm looking forward to the All-Star festivities that's going to take place in Charlotte. I mean, it's been quite some time since we hosted, so we're looking forward to 2019 hosting it to the best availability.
Yeah, Muggs, you said it's been some time. I think it was maybe the early 90s, the last time the All-Star game was there in Charlotte. You lived there, you played there, you know the basketball craze in that community. Just, I don't know, just talk about the anticipation, what the residents, the fans, the basketball fans there in Charlotte are looking, or the excitement around the upcoming All-Star weekend.
Oh, they truly excited, man. As you alluded to, we had it back in '91, but back then, you know, it was a young city, you know, didn't know much about the NBA. We've grown over the years, and then having it coming back in 2019, even though it was supposed to be in 2017, but due to the laws that was going on, we were fortunate enough to have it come back to the city of Charlotte in 2019. The fans are excited. I mean, you got to understand that, you know, the Bible Belt and where it's going to be taking place, it's a hospitable type of atmosphere that's going to take place down there. We're looking forward to it. They want the fans want to engage with the best players in the world. I mean, this is the opportunity for them to meet and greet them and have an atmosphere that's better than none. So we are excited, and I'm quite sure all the fans in Charlotte are excited.
Yeah, and you'll probably see some fireworks, right? Especially in today's day and age where we're seeing teams like the Houston Rockets take 73s in a regular season game. How many points are we going to see in All-Star 2019? Are we going to get a team over 200?
Well, I mean, hey, that's the way the game is going, especially where the guys are shooting the basketball behind that arc. And but hopefully we'll have some defense being shown in this game. Last year we did. I mean, the new format that did take place really kind of created that competitiveness, and hopefully we can have it again this year. And I think that the guys are excited, and having the two leading, you know, right now vote getters select the teams, it's going to be very interesting.
Now, Muggsy, you having played for the Charlotte Hornets, having played at Wake Forest, curious your thoughts on the greatest basketball player, high school, college, or pro, to ever play in the state of North Carolina.
Well, I mean, that's a fighting battle right now because you got two guys that really stand out. You got David Thompson as well as, you know, Michael Jordan. And those guys right there is you know, in my mind, are the two greatest that ever laced them up in Carolina.
Well, what about Christian Laettner? I mean, he did pretty good at Duke.
Wow, Mr. Humble.
Yeah, but he ain't from there, though.
No, it's not about who's from there, just whoever played there.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I mean, but still, even Christian Laettner came there. I don't have him in the same category as Michael and and David Thompson. But
Bottom line
hey,
is,
we got Grant Hill.
I'm not disagreeing with him.
He's not even entertaining Grant Hill's name.
Jared's just trying to be
What
messy.
about Grant Hill?
No, Jared's just trying to be messy, Muggsy. That's all. That's all.
I know it. I was going to throw you in there, no G.
Muggsy Bogues, Hornets legend. We appreciate your time, and we can't wait to get to Charlotte for NBA All-Star 2019. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Get out there and cast your votes on NBA.com. And here are your leading vote getters in the Eastern Conference. Dwayne Wade getting that farewell tour. Well-deserved for him.
Yeah, I'm not mad at it.
One of the greatest shooting guards of all time. Looking like he could possibly be a starter this year. You know, the legacy vote is there.
That's why the fans' voices heard, man.
Out west.
D-Rose, I see you,
D-Rose.
Poole. I see you.
Derrick Rose and Luka Doncic.
Come on.
Brings us to our topic of conversation here. When you look at James Harden, who's an MVP candidate, and you look at Kevin Durant not being in the top 5 out west, but Luka Doncic and Derrick Rose, do you have a problem with that if one of those guys who are playing at an MVP level left off the starters for guys who are questionable all-stars but clearly fan favorites?
That's the fans' votes, man. I mean, you look at a guy like D. Rose who went through a tumultuous, like a horrible stretch of injuries, and now he's playing at a very high level. Luka Doncic is one of the new faces that we got in the NBA who's playing terrific for the Dallas Mavericks. It is weird not to see Harden and Anthony Davis and Kevin Durant, those names on that list, but that's why the fans get a vote.
Yeah, it's strange, Chris, but we were talking about earlier that if the fans are in love with Luka mania, which rightfully so, he's playing tremendous basketball. If you're not busy, you're watching League Pass to see him play, because now you can say, oh, I'm watching some of his greatness. And on the flip side of that, I'm happy to see Derrick Rose's name there, because if it's a fan vote, before all his injuries, the fans loved him every year. So to see him playing good basketball and the fans see it, that means they still love him, and that voice is heard of him being where he is now.
And this has to be good for the league in the sense that it's a point of conversation, and it also it's obvious who the fans are rooting for, and the game is for fans.
It's for the fans, and then some fans, as we say, they love what James Harden's doing, but it doesn't move them to say, I want to put him at the top of the vote. This is my vote. I like watching this player. He's my favorite player for whatever reasons. So that's why the fans have 50% of the votes.
Right.
Yeah, and certainly for the Eastern Conference, when you look at Dwayne Wade. I mean, he's had some incredible moments this year. You think about him at 37 years old, 16 years in the league, and he's also a guy that you root for because of his personality. It's great to see him get that nod. Yeah,
just a great guy, man. Very likable. One of those guys that the fans, if he's able to engage with the fans, always had all the great commercials that we enjoyed as well. But he's also had some great all-star moments. So for him, this being his last hurrah, I think it's great the fans are voting him in there.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. If he was to get in, I'm sure he'd give us a little something extra for his last All-Star game.
You know who gave you something extra tonight in his debut in the Golden State Warriors uniform? Boogie!
Ooh, cuz.
The Boogie Train is coming to Golden State. That's up next on GameTime Live.
Wait a minute, is that Coolio and Kelly?